Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Celeb back again for another review. This time around, I am reviewing Tales from the Borderlands, brought to you by TellTale Games, Gearbox, and 2K. Now, this game, I was, to be honest with you, I was a little iffy about because I kind of lost a little bit of faith in the Borderlands series. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just because I was off my rocker, but I just couldn't get into Borderlands 2, and I tried to play the pre-sequel, and it was the same thing with that. Borderlands 1 really was a fantastic game to me, and Borderlands 2 was a good game as well. It was really, really good, but I don't know, there's something about it that I just couldn't ever finish the game. So, and whenever I saw the announcement in 2013 that TellTale Games was coming out with a Borderlands style game, I was pretty interested in it because I was thinking, where can they really take this? Like, what can they do with Borderlands, and how will they do it? Are they going to do it about certain characters? What are they going to do here and there? Whatever. Totally blew my freaking mind how fantastic this game was. So if you don't know much about it, Tales from the Borderlands is set after the events seen in Borderlands 2. Tales from the Borderlands is about Rhys, a Hyperion company man looking to become the next handsome Jack. And it's also about a girl named Fiona, who's a Pandoran con artist out to score the biggest of all swindles. Lured into danger by a vault key and all it promises, the unlikely duo are thrown together with a common goal and a huge amount of mistrust. Who is telling the truth? And why is it important? That is up to you to decide. Now, I was, it was really cool that you were obviously able to play as two protagonists in this game. And Rhys and Fiona are completely different characters. 100% completely different. Rhys, he's this Hyperion douchebag that, he thinks he knows everything about everything. He's got this bionic eye. He's got all different types of stuff. And he thinks everybody else below him is complete scum. And Fiona, she was more or less raised up as a con artist, to never trust anybody. And, she swindles people for cash. So they're completely on two different planets, which they're actually on the same planet in this game, but they're on completely different scales when it comes down to character comparison. But the story so far in episode 1, so freaking good, dude. Such a good way of starting off. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, so I'm not going to tell any big plot points about the game and exactly what happens, but it's fantastic, man. And to be honest, this game has actually revived my faith in the Borderlands series. And I know that there were a good chunk of the staff, well, not a good chunk of the staff, a few people from Gearbox that went over and helped write the story of Tales from the Borderlands with TellTale Games. But I'm telling you, dude, it's fantastic. I mean, it's so awesome to see them really give it that juicy, this is all the game is about, is just straight story. Because that's really one thing. Borderlands was awesome to me because it's a first-person shooter. It's crazy. It's fanatic. It's, shoot whatever the fuck you see. But, also Borderlands has a really big story impact. One of the biggest things about Borderlands that makes me a fan of the series, even though I couldn't really all the way get into Gearbox's Borderlands 2, it's the story behind it and the characters that are in the story that really drive the story. They're very unique. It's very different than normal video games that have came out in the past. So with clashing with these two companies of TellTale Games and Gearbox, which they've worked together on poker nights, but really for them to have this type of hey, let's actually make a game together based on Borderlands. I was so excited about it when I heard about it because the dudes at Gearbox do a fantastic job of writing the story, and obviously TellTale, that's what they're all about, is story-driven games. So this is by far one of the best Borderlands games Borderlands games I've ever played. It's really, really awesome. If you're not like, if you're like me and you've kind of been like, oh well, the pre-sequel, it wasn't like the best game I've ever played in my life, jump on this, dude, because I'm telling you, it is going to blow your mind. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a TellTale fan. It was a really, really good game, and I really thought that they were going to do, I don't know, I thought that there was going to be aspects of Borderlands, but it was still going to kind of feel like its own type of TellTale game. It felt like a Borderlands game. It felt like Gearbox made this game by themselves, as good as TellTale games did. The voice acting was fantastic as well by all the characters. Obviously, Troy Baker was in the game as well, which he's all over the place now. But just the entire voice acting team did a fantastic job. The art style, perfect mashup. Like I said, TellTale, I mean, they already have previous work of doing The Walking Dead, of this type of comic book-esque look, you know, and they've already had this cell shading aspect with 2K and Gearbox. So, like, what's the better mesh of, you know, of companies than TellTale and Gearbox for this type of game? The graphics in the game look fantastic. You know, on PlayStation 4, obviously, it runs 1080p, 60 frames per second, and Xbox One as well, and also PC, depending on the PC that you have. Last gen, it doesn't run 60 frames per second, but it's still a very fun game. Still does 1080p. You know, and it's just fantastic, dude. It's such a fantastic game. Storyline, like I said, was fantastic. The voice acting was fantastic. The music in the game was great, and the choice making in the game was awesome. Really, really awesome. The choices that you have to do, some of the decisions that you have to make throughout the game. Oh my gosh, man! It totally blew my mind how great this game really worked out. Because to be honest, I have huge faith in TellTale as a company, of them making games, of them pushing stuff out like this. But whenever I saw the announcement of it, I was really excited, but at the same time, I was kind of worried. I was thinking, man, it's going to be a really hard task for them to make a Borderlands title, you know, on their own. Well, you know, somewhat, pretty much on their own. So it was just, it was worrisome for me, but I have never been more excited in my life for a TellTale's game. I love The Walking Dead. I can't wait until the next season comes out. But, man, Tales from the Borderlands, by far one of my favorite games of 2014. And also, by far, one of my favorite TellTale games of all time so far. And I know it's only episode 1, but it's just, holy crap, dude. Like, I know I can just keep going back over it, but the art style, the voice acting, the story, you know, the only thing, there was still a few times in the game that I saw, and I know this is just because it doesn't have huge, you don't have huge actual motion control over the characters outside of walking from one area to another. There were times I was getting frustrated here and there because of certain little technical things of me trying to move my controller on the PlayStation 4, and it was taking too long, or just doing stuff like that. And, you know, it was just small stuff. It wasn't anything big. So I totally love this game. I definitely think you need to check it out. And I'm actually giving this game a buy. You have to buy this game. You can actually, if you're on PlayStation 4, you can actually get the season pass, I think, right now for $15.99 if you have PlayStation Plus, because they extended the holiday sale. So go check that out. It's a really good price for a really good product. I cannot wait until they come out with episode 2 of Tales from the Borderlands. I think it's going to be a fantastic game, or a fantastic coming episode. But I'm so fucking stoked. I'm so ready for the next episode. Like, if you have not played it, message me on Twitter, and if you have no freaking funds, I will buy it for you myself. I'm sure I'm going to have 20,000 people trying to message me, so it's not going to happen for everybody. But it's such a good game, dude. Such a good game. So big shout outs to TellTale. big shout outs to Gearbox, 2K. Fantastic idea to come up with a game like this. And like I said, I'm giving this a buy. You have to go out. You have to buy it now. Do not waste any more time. Buy it, buy it, buy it. You can actually get it, I think, on iOS now. You can get it on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. You can get it anywhere games are made. Anywhere. But that's it, guys. That's my review. I know it was kind of touch and dry stuff of like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, and that's something I've been trying not to do here recently because I know I've done it in the past. But I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody, and I really hope that you guys will take my advice and go and buy this game ASAP. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check us out at secondopinionpod.com. Follow me on Twitter at S0LEB. And follow us, the company Twitter page at Second Opinion Pro. We will be covering PAX South January 23rd through the 25th. If you're coming down to San Antonio, make sure to hit us up. Hit me up on Twitter and check us out at secondopinionpod.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.